What's up, gamers? DreamcastGuy here, and today we're talking about the next Assassin's Creed because it just got a pretty hefty leak talking about the setting, the characters, the world, and it sounds surprisingly fantastic. It sounds like classic Assassin's Creed. Now, I'll just say this right up front. I've kind of hated the last 10 years of Assassin's Creed. A lot of these games just feel too big, too bloated, too filled with random filler content. And while Assassin's Creed Valhalla may be 200 hours long, it's fun for about 10 of those, at least in my opinion, which is why I did enjoy last year when we got Assassin's Creed Mirage. It was something that was practically a remake of the original Assassin's Creed, and it felt more focused. It felt more set on trying to make a cool universe with a cool story instead of all that pointless, random blob bullshit. Excuse my French. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is taking a look over here at Inside Gaming. This is a really good article. This website in general has the very best leaks. They talk about hardware. They leaked a bunch of stuff about the PS5. They leak a bunch of stuff about a bunch of different games. So in their article, not only do they talk about the game, that they talk about essentially how they got the information. So it seems pretty dang legit. If I sound a bit strange in this video, by the way, I'm currently extremely sick. I have very bad food poisoning. You can probably see the sweat on me. I'm sorry. So here we go. Here it is. It's Assassin's Creed Hexe, and it sounds like it's going to be based on 16th century Holy Roman Empire, and you're going to be using witchcraft. Actual magic. Now, here's what's strange. This game is probably coming out in about 2 years, and it's going to be part of the Infinity platform. Now, Ubisoft is apparently internally experimenting with some sort of combined universe to Assassin's Creed, where instead of just connecting, obviously the characters in the world, but making it so there will be maybe some sort of launcher where you'll actually boot up an Assassin's Creed hub and then pick your particular game you want to play. They've already said that apparently Assassin's Creed Red is also going to be part of this. This is the Japanese Assassin's Creed, which people have been requesting for pretty much decades. This, I think, is the next up Assassin's Creed. I'm excited for that. I definitely like Japan and especially Japanese history, so we'll see how that one turns out. But this sounds like your more standard current day Assassin's Creed. Big and huge and grindy. Whereas this, it's actually trying to do something that's sort of calling back to earlier Assassin's Creeds. Okay, so here it is. It has a single protagonist, which is a female character named Elsa. She has supernatural abilities. While the details of all of her abilities are unclear, the footage sent to Insider Gaming, under the condition that it not be shown in public, has one of these abilities. In the footage, Elsa is seemingly hunted by 16th century German soldiers. Images of what the soldiers look like is these guys. Definitely during that era where people like to be very, very poofy. And she uses a spell to possess a nearby cat. The player then controls the cat. It uses it to distract the soldiers by knocking over glass bottles, which smashes on the ground and diverts the soldiers' attention. The gameplay provided to Insider Gaming depicts a dark and gloomy setting in a cobbled street of the city. Now, what comes to mind when I hear this is Watch Dogs. Now, apparently, Ubisoft is planning on killing off the Watch Dogs franchise, which I will admit is kind of shocking to me. I have never really hated the Watch Dogs series. I thought Watch Dogs 2, I reviewed it and gave it an 8.5 out of 10. And then Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs Legion, where you could play any character in the city. It's where instead of having a singular character, you could kind of body hop and jump into different people and have their different abilities. I gave that a 9. The idea that Watch Dogs was dead is still sort of baffling to me, but that was kind of a game about weird, random, situational gimmicks. Hacking stuff, shooting stuff, sneaking stuff. When I hear this, it kind of sounds like that, where it is about trying to use your particular witchy abilities to distract and deploy. Okay, so that sounds really cool. Sources also outlined that there is a plan to have a fear system in the game inspired by Assassin's Creed Syndicate's Jack the Ripper DLC. While the exact details of this system are unknown, it isn't difficult to see how this system, or at least a version of it, can work. While the exact details of the system are unknown, it isn't difficult to see how the system, or at least a version of it, can be easily implemented into Hexe. The 16th century witch trials saw up to 80,000 suspected witches executed in 160 years. That's insane. So some form of fear system makes sense. Now, I wonder if that's going to mean like essentially that people will become more wary, more twitchy, more prone to violence, or what? If you've ever played the Dishonored games, they have the rat system where you're not supposed to just go completely crazy and kill everybody, but if you do, it ends up making it so the city streets are more hostile, and there's even rats that'll actually start to attack you while you're trying to sneak around. So if you go guns blazing through the game, you pay the price. I wonder if it's going to be that, where the less you manage to kill, the more you manage to sneak, the easier the later missions will be, or maybe you even get a different mission in the end, or a different ending at the end. While these are early details of the game, it's not hard to see why they've been describing the title as a different type of game to IGN in late 22. He continued, not everything has to be a 150-hour RPG. To bring more diversity to the places that we choose to visit and choose how to represent those periods. So this sounds pretty dang fantastic. I mean, I'm a person that plays a lot of different styles of game, and I think I appreciate when it comes to something like this, having a cool, tight 20 or 30-hour game instead of a purposeful 100-hour game with 15 hours of actual gold dripped between it. Also, this art looks freaking epic. I totally love this freaking art. I am still excited for Assassin's Creed Red, but to me, I'm a little bit nervous that it's going to be super mega massive. The fact that it does have multiple protagonists, they're trying to bring back all sorts of stuff like dynamic weather systems and stuff. Like, I'm excited for this. I do love classic Japan stories. I'm just saying that currently, from early leaks, this sounds exactly like my cup of tea. But what do you guys think about the idea of Assassin's Creed Hexe? The early replies I've seen to this tweet are a lot of people basically saying that this sounds too different from classic Assassin's Creed, but I mean, this sounds super good. This sounds exactly like what I really want. Ubisoft will find a way to ruin it. They always do. I mean, not to be too harsh on Ubisoft, but I think they have earned this early criticisms. Okay, but what do you guys think? Please tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you could, give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And please keep dreaming. I made it through the video. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.